All right, Scorpio, let's go ahead and get right into your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, and abundance reading for the month of June 2025. What do we need to know for the sign of Scorpio as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of June 2025? All right. We got your cards here, so let's go ahead and do what needs to be done, Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, what I'm getting here is that you need to stop doubting because money's coming in, okay? Money's coming. Money is coming in. I see it. Now, here's the thing. It's going to be as a result of you making some changes in your current financial circumstances. You're going to be making some different decisions. You may be canceling some plans. You may be choosing just to do something different. That's what I'm seeing with that Four of Pentacles and the Six of Swords in the reverse. And then you're going to be a lot more proactive, and so that is going to unlock more money flow for you. Okay, so the money's coming. You're just going to be doing some different things in order to help facilitate that flow towards you. Now, we have that Devil card. The Devil card is the card that talks about self-sabotage. Sometimes we get in our own way, we get in our head, we get in our feelings, whatever the case may be, and we can sabotage our money efforts or our financial plans. And you have to be very careful with that, Scorpio, because that's what I see happening here. It doesn't really mean that you're not going to get what you want, but it could take longer if you are not careful with, how you interpret things and the actions that you take. Now, we have two of the cards of the Divine Feminine here, which means you are in flow creatively, energetically, spiritually, even mentally. So you're making the right decisions. And like I said, you doing that is going to result in you getting more money. But you're going to be very methodical with this, Scorpio. All right. So again, you don't want to doubt or question, but you do want to be very, very methodical as it concerns you making decisions and directing your money where it needs to go. I guess that's a really good way to say it. All right, so now we've also got these cards here. We have that Hermit card, which means you're going to be working independently. The Eight of Swords. Now that card is the card of feeling a little bit frustrated. And again, I'm feeling like you're doubting in June, Scorpio. Whoa, you are doubting what you should and shouldn't be doing, and questioning, is this all going to work? All right, you're questioning, is this going to work? Is this what I should be paying attention to? So here's what I got. Because you got the Hierophant, King of Swords, King of Wands. So those are all the power cards, Scorpio. And like I said, you don't have to doubt because you're taking all the right actions, especially as it concerns money, business, work, career, all the things. But you have to be very, very committed to your decisions and be willing to make those decisions right. So a lot of times we make decisions concerning our money, and they may not be the right decisions at that time. But what you do is you pivot, you tweak, you take additional steps, you alter the plans. And so those decisions you made become the right decisions because you're willing to do whatever you need to do to make them the right decisions. And that's what I'm seeing with these cards here. So again, Scorpio, I want to tell you, stop doubting, because money, success, the wins are clearly on the way here. Why? Because you are doing what needs to be done in order to make that happen. And it's not always easy. I get it, especially if we're in survival mode or we are struggling to make sense of it all. It doesn't always happen in the way that we think it should, or it doesn't always play out you know, how we think it needs to play out. But that doesn't mean that we're not getting what we want. So we don't want to misinterpret the outcome. I guess that's a good way to say it. Look, you've got that devil card. So again, even when we hit the second half of the month, Scorpio, it looks like you're still kind of doubting yourself. And you don't need to, my friend. You don't need to. All right, so look, you got good news coming as it relates to work with that Page of Wands, and then you've got a new source of income. I keep saying it. Stop doubting, Scorpio. The money is on the way. Big money is coming. All right, but we have the Devil card. He's the card of, you know, self-doubt, self-sabotage. Sometimes you get in your own way, Scorpio. Sometimes you get in your own way. We have communication here, making plans. Again, this is making the decisions right. Doesn't mean we always do everything perfectly every time, but that doesn't mean that we're always messing things up every time either. Then we got that Knight of Swords. I like to see this guy in the reverse because that means stability is on the way. It means stability is coming. All right, so the other thing I'm picking up with these cards, Scorpio, is that you really just need to kind of relax and trust that you're doing the right things. But I know, sometimes we see circumstances and situations and we say, well, how is this supposed to work out? How is this supposed to, you know, give me what I want? But the thing is you are getting what you want, in spite of your own doubts and your own questions and your own maybe insecurities about how things will play out for you financially. So let's go over it again. You've got good news coming in as it relates to work, career, business. You've got a brand new source of income. This is the money that I see coming. Sometimes you get in your own way with the self-doubt, but you communicate what you need and what you want. You make plans because now you have clarity, right? And maybe getting this money creates new opportunities that you didn't have before. And you also get grounded and stable in your financial position right now. Doesn't mean that, you know, you're exactly where you want to be right now, but it does mean that you will have stability and you will have a sense of peace concerning your finances. All right. Okay, Scorpio, let's see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. Nice. For the month of June 2025. All right, so we got some repeater cards here, which I think are good. Okay, Six of Swords. Remember, I said I see a cancellation or something, a rearranging of a trip here at the beginning of the month. Towards the end of the month, it looks like you get things locked in. The Empress card, she was reversed here, she was reversed here. So, you know, your creativity may feel a little stalled throughout the month. That's okay, because we don't always have to be creative to make the money we want, although sometimes it's easier. Sometimes things happen a little bit smoother when we are creative, but that's not going to stand in the way of you getting the money you want to make. All right, Scorpio. So again, we got that Seven of Wands, communication. People may not necessarily understand what you're trying to do. It's okay. Don't worry about them, right? You know the path you're on. You know the direction you're going. Six of Pentacles, you are in a position to be very generous. I'm not surprised, Scorpio. Like I said, the money's coming in. So you may feel a little generous towards the end of the month. Maybe you make a donation to a charity. Maybe you loan somebody money knowing you're not going to get it back. But it still makes you feel good. We already talked about that Six of Swords. Remember, I believe whatever you do here gets confirmed or, like I said, locked in by the end of the month. And here's where things are getting juicy. We got that Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups literally is the wish card in the tarot deck. Okay, so the Nine of Cups is you getting exactly what you want. Now he's in the reverse, so you may not get it exactly to the degree that you want, but you will get what you want. All right, so stop doubting. Stop doubting it, Scorpio. The money's coming. The wins are coming. And just be careful not to get in your own way and to trip yourself up, right? Because that's what I see with this Devil card. You know, sometimes we get in our own way, we self-doubt, or even sometimes we have toxic habits and toxic behaviors that keep us from what it is that we want. But the whole thing about the Devil card is bringing that to our awareness so we can make sure that we do get what we want eventually, right? Because we are the ones who control that. So the money's coming, Scorpio. Just be assured, June will be a financially blessed month for you. All right, Scorpio, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a career and money oracle card. Oh, I like this one. Okay, Crown. Overcoming obstacles, yes. Power play, wealth. Career, owner boss, taking charge, making progress. That's exactly what we were talking about in your reading today. And I really like this overcoming obstacles because I feel like that resonates with what we talked about with the Devil card. All right, it's the awareness and then having the courage and the focus to do something different. All right, so that's what I got for you, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed this reading and I hope it was helpful. And remember, we'll do it all again next month.